that once the elections are over, it is incumbent, it is imperative that anyone who emerges as president must understand that elections are over, and that once elections are over, the entire country unites again as your constituency, and that you have a responsibility to govern well, to respect the component members of this of the country, to ensure that you obey the laws of this country. We have a federal character principle. We have our constitution that stipulates very clearly how our country should be run, how our diversity should be managed. So it doesn't really matter what happens, who wins or who does not win. These laws are in place. These laws were put in place by past leaders as very important tools for the management of our diversity. And when we have trashed these laws, and when we have ignored these laws simply because it is convenient, we have seen kind of disunity, how divided we have become, how ungovernable, literally speaking, our country has become because of our failure to respect each other, to respect our diversity, and to respect God, be pleased to elevate emerges should ethnic group representation based on the federal character principle. This must be upheld. Otherwise, we might continue to have the kind of problems that we have in our polity, in our economy, and other aspects of our national life.
All right. Maybe experiencing some technical issues. All right, so now that you can hear me. Now, most analysts are concerned that election results are now determined by the court, even primary elections. In your view, what can be done to reduce this? Mr. Frank, did you hear?
Okay. For me, I'm not. Yes. So I think you were asking what can be done to reduce what? Litigation?
Yes, most analysts are concerned that election results are now determined by the court, even primary elections. What can be done to reduce this, in your view?
Well, for me, I'm one of those that believe that the latest electoral reforms have gone a long way in restoring some form of sanity and order to our electoral process. And it's important for us to see these laws not an end in itself, but a means to, and I mean, that a means to an end. Every democracy will continue to evolve with, based on the, on the emergent issues. So the electoral reforms have brought some sanity to our electoral process. I believe that if there are gaps, I'm confident that the National Assembly, the forthcoming National Assembly, will also take steps to plug those gaps when they resume, when they are convened in 2023. I have no doubt that we're on the path of progress with respect to electoral reforms, and we must, just be alert and then have the openness to really identify issues that have not or laws that have not served us well, and then work assiduously to ensure that we propose amendments that will actually bring, greater improvement to the entire electoral process for the benefit of our country and our people.
All right, so let's talk about INEC preparations for the election. How will you rate it? How has it been so far?
Well, I must confess that I have, like a lot of people, I have my concerns, especially with respect to matters of insecurity and incessant attacks on the INEC facilities. But it's also heartwarming. I've heard the chairman of INEC speak, and he's been very confident in stating that elections will and that they are ready to ensure that Nigerians have credible elections in 2023. This is heartwarming, and they have my best wishes. And I mean, as a commission, of course, as a citizen, nothing would please me more that these elections come and go without incident, and that we, bring that the political temperature will be reduced, and that we can show the world pride and confidence that we have the capacity manage our national affairs. This is something that's really important to me. is also going to send a signal to our friends internationally that our democracy is here to stay and that Nigeria is indeed able, I repeat, to manage its own affairs.
All right. In the past few months, hoodlums continue to destroy INEC offices in the southeast. Don't you think this will have a negative impact on the election, especially in the southeast?
Well, again, I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. INEC has continued to assure us that in spite of these attacks, that they believe that elections go on and that they have no reason to think that the credibility of the elections will be undermined in any way. And I'm going to hold on to that. They have responsibility. I believe that they're working very closely with the security services, security agencies, and I'm sure that these things will come to pass without incident. Let's also not forget, this is not the first time we're about to have national elections when, a lot of people felt, oh, these elections might not go forward, or that all hell will be let loose. But to the glory of God, Nigeria has always navigated these elections, with in a very admirable way, in a way that disappointed the prophets, naysayers, and I'm confident that this 2023 elections will not be any different from past ones. That Nigeria will be able to manage it in partnership with the security agencies.
All right, Mr. Frank. Well, these attacks have continued for some time now, and I'm sure you would agree with me that this is worrisome. So how best do you think this can be tackled for us to have a peaceful election?
Well, perhaps it's my turn to ask you a question, right? maybe you know something that I do not know. Maybe it's my turn to ask you for a moment if there's something you'd like to really share with our audience. But clearly, we have agencies of state who have responsibility to provide security. We have INEC who have responsibility to conduct elections. And I'll be surprised if our security services are not providing maximum support to INEC. I have no reason to believe that this is not the case. And based on assurances by the security services, and of course, INEC at the highest levels of their management, I'm confident that these elections will proceed without incident. Of course, we must continue to engage, the people who actually perpetrate some of these acts of violence, track them down, and really bring them to justice as a deterrent to others. And I believe that the security services are doing their best in it and will continue to do so.
All right, on a final note, let me have your final message for the people of Enugu State.
No, say that again.
Let me have your final message for the people of Enugu State.
So thank you so much. And now, to my dear people of Enugu State, I ask you to please arise. Arise and let us rebuild our city. Let us rebuild our state. This is my final message to people of Enugu State. And I say, God bless you all. May God give us victory in the upcoming elections.
Thank you very much, Mr. Frank Nweke Jr., for coming on Politics Tonight. He's the governorship candidate of APGA in Enugu State, and we analyzed the battle for the Southeast states in the 2023 elections and his governorship ambition. And we wish you the very best. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you.